Hello and welcome to another episode of Movie Geek Mache. Today I'm actually going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a review for MLB 14 The Show on PS3. I've had this game since it came out about a month ago, so I've had some time to play around with it, get familiar with it, and it is insane. It is by far the best sports game that I have ever played. I'm not big into sports. I'm usually more into like the RPGs and the shooting games and the zombie games and stuff like that, fantasy games. But this game is just nuts. You can tell that they've spent a lot of time and effort into making this franchise what it is. And I'll just let this video play right here real quick so you can kind of see what's all going on here. Again, this is for the PS3. Something I was really impressed was how much in detail they can actually go on this. Like, you can see actual stitching on the uniforms. You can see individual hairs on their arms. You can see beads of sweat on their face when the games are longer. You can see the veins in their arms, which is just crazy. The stadiums look phenomenal. The lighting, the grass. The spectators in the crowd aren't all the same, like 10 to 15 people. It looks like they've had hundreds of people that are doing different things, which makes it look a lot more realistic. The player interactions are really nice and smooth. That's just a quick little general view of what you get to see in the game. Like I said, I'm not usually a sports video game player, so when I got this, I didn't really know what to expect, but I would highly recommend it. Something that I did notice that they didn't do in the other games that I played was when you're doing your road to the show and you can create somebody, you can choose a current player to base your player off of, or you can customize one, which I thought was really cool. For me, though, the point of making a player is to make the player completely. So you'd go like that. Say we're going to pick a first baseman. Then you get 5 extra flex points you can use for contact, power, fielding, arm, or speed. Like that. And something that's really sweet is when you make your player, you get to decide whether you're West, Central, East, or International. And what this does is it really doesn't do anything with your draft per se, on who you get drafted by. But what you get to do is you get to make your player now. Say we're going to do all that. You get to do an amateur showcase like you get to do in the NBA games. When you make a player, you get to play 3 games against fellow MLB draft hopefuls. This would be your menu. You get, first off, you get 500 training points where you can go and do all of this stuff on however you want to do it. Sure, we'll go like that. You can edit your player from this menu. Again, I didn't do anything with the actual customizations with my character, but there are a ton. It could probably take you a good hour if you wanted to fully customize your character. I just wanted to give you guys a quick little video on this. The load times aren't real bad. You get some batting practice. We'll take a couple pitches here. Something else I liked about this is they didn't make it so every time you hit, it's a home run or whatever. They didn't make all the players 99, which makes it more realistic. Because, let's be honest, who wants to make a guy who starts off at 99? Then it's pointless. You might as well just play an exhibition game. I like being able to take my character from 50, 60, 70 and get him up to however high he can get. I've made 3 different positions, and each position is just better than the last. I've made a catcher, a third base, a pitcher, and a left fielder. Like I said, I apologize for the video quality. Video quality isn't going to be that great. My laptop is kind of shitty, but I just wanted to be able to give you guys a little bit of a view here of what the game all has available. It still has the guest pitch and all that. It still has the power swing, the contact swing, and then the average swing. And that's a home run.
Where will this one come down? Now that is a moonshot, folks. A long home run. So a 3-run blast is straight away left, and they would jump ahead here. It's now 4-2.
Much. A power display like that is sure to earn him a little more respect and recognition in the upcoming draft.
Michael Rankin digs in now with a chance to at least tie the game, if not give his club the lead here in the early stages.
And then you can fast forward. What I'm doing is I'm just fast forwarding until I am actually needed again.
Set to go here in the third. Number 24.
You can lose out on some skill points that way, but it does make things a lot less time consuming.
And this ball's going to find the seats down the left field line. Foul, strike 1. And this is chopped foul at the plate, and he stays alive, still 0-2. Ball to second, this could be 2. Oh, and it eats him up a bit. And he'll reach first as they can't make the play on him. Now batting, catcher William Wilson stands in now with a chance to either tie.
Alright, I'm going to exit the game, and then I'm going to sim the other 2 games. That way you guys can check out the draft real quick, too, and see how that looks. Because I think that looks pretty sweet. I got a homer, so I don't care. I ended up getting on base 2 more times with a third base, with a triple and a single. So that's not bad at all. After every game, depending on how well or how bad you do, you'll get a little showcase message about how your draft stock looks. After every game, you get to use your points if you want. I generally don't. I usually save them until I have about 500 or more. And then I'm going to sim this game, and I'm going to sim the next game. I don't really care where I get drafted in this one.
Perez will get his first cuts here. And as we wrap things up here, what do you say we name this guy right here as the recipient of our top player of the game award?
Yeah, and I think we probably could have given this award to 3 or 4.
The load times aren't too bad. When you put the game in for the first time, it gives you the option whether you want to download the 5 GB or the 10 GB, I believe. And what the 10 GB one does, or whatever the size of it is it allows for quicker download times or loading times in general. And you might as well, I mean, especially when it comes to things like this. You don't want to sit here forever in a day just waiting for something to load. Sim up this game real quick for you guys. Like I said earlier, I would highly recommend this game to anybody who's into sports, anyone who's into baseball.
7-8-9 here in a scoreless ball game.
It made me
Looking to make amends for that top of the first where they got the bases loaded, but
it made me a sports fan.
Number 24 steps in now. A handful of fine individual performances to choose from in this one, boys. But what do you say we go ahead and let this man take home the hardware? He's our top player of the game.
It's well worth the price that you pay. I think it's still around 50 bucks to buy. But I bought mine from GameStop and I got a deal on it because I traded in a few games, so it ended up only costing me around 30 bucks. Now here you get to enter the draft, and then depending on how well you did, it'll say your draft projection. For me it's 3rd round because I sim the other 2. I usually get top to middle of the first draft. You can enter the draft, or you can select a team who you wish to be drafted by, and then you just hope that you get picked by them. You can enter your player here, you can do your training, but we're going to enter the draft. I just wanted to show you guys this.
Welcome back to the Major League Baseball first-year player draft. We are about to start the 3rd round, having just completed rounds 1 and 2. The first selection of the 3rd round is officially on the clock. With the first pick of the 3rd round, the Houston Astros select Andy Graves, a right fielder from the East region. With the second pick in the 3rd round, the Miami Marlins select Roosevelt Voss, a closing pitcher from the West region. With the 3rd pick of the 3rd round, the Chicago White Sox select Clay Holliday, a right fielder from the International region. With the 4th pick in the 3rd round, the Minnesota Twins select Tony Lambert, a shortstop from the East region. With the 5th pick of the 3rd round, the Chicago Cubs select Andy Palmer, a second baseman from the West region. With the 6th pick in the 3rd round, the Seattle Mariners select Miguel Rosario, a starting pitcher from the International region. With the 7th pick of the 3rd round, the Philadelphia Phillies select Alonso Gomez, a center fielder from the East region. With the 8th pick in the 3rd round, the Toronto Blue Jays select Julian Diaz, a starting pitcher from the West region. With the 9th pick of the 3rd round, the New York Mets select Elvis Colon, a relief pitcher from the Central region. With the 10th pick in the 3rd round, the Milwaukee Brewers select Victor Aviles, a starting pitcher from the Central region. With the 11th pick of the 3rd round, the Colorado Rockies select Rafael Sanchez, a first baseman from the International region.
The only thing that sucks about this
With
is
the 12th pick
if you end up doing really bad
the San Diego Padres select
and you're going to be in the
Derek
later rounds,
Sloan, a relief
there's no
pitcher
way
from the
to
Central
fast
region.
forward until where you get drafted.
With the 13th pick of the 3rd round, the San Francisco Giants select Dustin Magruder, a starting pitcher from the West region. With the 14th pick in the 3rd round, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim select Albert Paxton, a starting pitcher from the International region. With the 15th pick of the 3rd round, the Arizona Diamondbacks select Johnny Knotts, a center fielder from the East region. With the 16th pick in the 3rd round, the Baltimore Orioles select Nate Kearns, a shortstop from the East region. With the 17th pick of the 3rd round, the New York Yankees select Brandon Cameron, a first baseman from the West region. With the 18th pick in the 3rd round, the Kansas City Royals select Dean Jang, a closing pitcher from the Central region. With the 19th pick of the 3rd round, the Washington Nationals select Lane Payton, a starting pitcher from the International region. With the 20th pick in the 3rd round, the Cincinnati Reds select Alex Marquez, a relief pitcher from the East region. With the 21st pick of the 3rd round, the Texas Rangers select Dennis Kendrick, a catcher from the Central region.
Most of these names are going to be fake. You might recognize one or two of them here and there, but
the Tampa Bay Rays select Dale Locke, a starting pitcher from the Central region. With the 23rd pick of the 3rd round, the Cleveland Indians select Basil Lake, a left fielder from the East region. With the 24th pick in the 3rd round, the Los Angeles Dodgers select Leonardo Rodriguez, a relief pitcher from the Central region. With the 25th pick of the 3rd round, the Detroit Tigers select Mariano Villa, a starting pitcher from the East region. With the 26th pick in the 3rd round, the Pittsburgh Pirates select John Miner, a closing pitcher from the Central region. With the 27th pick of the 3rd round, the Oakland Athletics select the first baseman.
alright, so when you get drafted, you get this
We're into
menu
the
up.
3rd round
And they'll
now
talk
of
to you
the
a little
MLB
about
first-year
you a little
player
bit here.
draft. Guys, what do you think about that most recent selection?
Well, the jury's still out on him. At least that's what I feel. We got to see him play against some of the top draft talent recently. He played okay, but it wasn't anything overly impressive. This organization must have seen something they liked in him, though. So maybe they'll be able to get the most out of his talent.
Yeah, you know, I like this pick. Ike is right. He is by no means a sure thing coming out of this draft. But I have a feeling that he could turn out to be a little bit of a sleeper pick. Plus, I think he really helps fill one of the organization's needs. We're going to have to wait and see, of course, but I'm sure he's ready and really excited to get that minor league career started.
So then when you get picked and you go to advance, you can actually, what's really, really cool is you can sign with the team at the draft that you got. You can choose 1 year, 2 year junior college, 3 year university, or a 4 year university. And the reason you would pick these as if you didn't like the team you got picked with. You could do this. You would get older, obviously, but what would be cool about it is, say you don't like with this team, you can pick for your university. You'll get probably 600 skill points, I believe. And then you can go back and play the showcase games all over again. And then you can increase your draft pick if you would like to do that. But for this, we're just going to sign with the team. So then you'll get your main menu. You get all the points that you got during your showcase games that you didn't use. You get your locker room, player comparison. You can check this periodically to see how you are compared to how the person in the majors is doing and all of the other ones. You can check out standing statistics, awards. You can keep up to date with how your All-Star voting is going. You can look at your schedule. Typically what I've noticed is you play in one season, you might be able to get drafted up to the AAA. 2 of my 3 players that I've made have gotten picked up by the major league within their first year. And it all depends on if you consider offense or defense really the most important, or if you kind of try to average everything out. But here you got your player utilities, your interactions. You can edit your player, your leaderboard. Interactions, we're not going to have anything yet, but generally you'll have 2 or 3 options available. And then here's your recent performances and average over the last 7 games. You'll get these training sessions that pop up probably 2 or 3 times a month. If you do them, you'll obviously get skill points for them. Another thing you can do is, a lot of these, they have a lot more online options. You can do online exhibitions, online franchises, dynasties. They have community challenge, which is every week they have new challenges to test you and people in your community that have this network. You can do online home run derbies, challenges of the weeks, practices. Install the 10 gigabyte data, game data right here if you didn't download it already, or install it. So yeah, that is MLB 14, the show. And I know you guys can't see me right now, but I'll change that quickly. So yeah, I know I look like shit today, but thanks for tuning in and watching the video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope that it wasn't too long of a video for you guys. This is the longest video that I've ever done. Stay tuned for more videos. I'll do a couple more game reviews probably within the next couple weeks. I'm going to be doing some more movie reviews. I've been watching a lot of classic movies, so we'll get my reviews on those. I'll probably do another top 20 or top 10 list for actors and actresses maybe, or something like that. If you guys have any other questions or comments or suggestions of videos you want me to do, feel free. Again, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share it with your friends, family. And until next time, take care.